blank notebook.
Oh,
There's
okay.
nothing in it. That
You're
was-
just pretending because we're going to talk about literature.
Yes, movie magic in order to get us over the bridge that brings us here
Fantastic.
to all these wonderful Writers Edition Montblanc things.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we thought we'd start with. Actually, it's not a Writers Edition. It is related to the Writers series.
Sure.
We'll start with the Around the World, I think.
Yeah. So around the world, I mean, these are some of our favorites here at the pleasure of writing. I'm just going to reach over here because the packaging that comes with these pens is pretty amazing.
You can see,
It's a little bit different. You can see, I can't. That's the thing. But
maybe I'll move mine actually as well.
you're good. A beautiful pen. Around the World in 80 Days, of course, a book written by Jules Verne.
Yes.
Probably.
I think so.
There's no way to verify,
Something
but
about
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Jackie Chan was in
It's
it,
about
I think?
Jackie Chan.
Was he in it?
The book is about Jackie Chan and his challenge with Arnold Schwarzenegger to go around the world in 80 days. Yeah,
It's a beautiful pen.
It's a really beautiful pen. Check it out.
Kind of a navy with some with a wave pattern.
They call it a cloud pattern. It's part of Montblanc's official releases of it.
Perfect.
And yeah, just again, this is a really straightforward, beautiful pen. It has a little sort of plaque here, a little cookie with an inscription of one of those ships. It's beautiful, and feel free to check that out on our site. You get a much better look at it. If you can't come into the shop itself.
You can check all these out on our site. So we thought we'd do the Arthur Conan Doyle, and this is the regular edition. If you look in our history, we talked about roller balls, ballpoints, and fountain pens, and we used the special edition of this pen. This is the Montblanc Arthur Conan Doyle regular edition, which I think is still a special edition. I mean, it's still a special pen.
Yeah.
Roller ball. It has a lot of similar kinds of details on it. It has a working magnifying glass, for example. On the brown one, if you look through the magnifying glass, you see the Hound of the Baskervilles. On this one, you see JB, for Joseph Bell. Joseph Bell is the man, one of the people on whom Arthur Conan Doyle based Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, very cool. That's right.
Yeah, Joseph Bell taught. Arthur Conan Doyle studied medicine at the University of Edinburgh and studied under Joseph Bell, who was a renowned practitioner. The medicine was changing then. They had just discovered germs, basically. And Joseph Bell was actually the scene in Study in Scarlet where Sherlock kind of says, "You've been to the Boer War, you've been to all the stuff." Joseph Bell actually did that in one of the lectures, and Doyle actually almost wrote that verbatim.
I remember reading a story where he saw a nick on somebody's thumb, and
Yeah.
now he's able to figure out that he worked with certain kind of tools and the way he does jump.
Exactly.
Which really was
Yeah.
kind of a Sherlock Holmes-y type.
So it's the power of observation, and that's what this pen is all about.
Observe it.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. This one, like I said, is rollerball. It does come in a fountain pen. We can get you one. Make sure you check it out on our site because it's gorgeous.
Montblanc does a cool thing with these special editions too, where the number of pieces that they release are tied in. And I always have trouble remembering the actual numbers, but they don't have one number that they do for all these releases. The number of pens that they produce is related in some way to what they're producing. So for the Arthur Conan Doyle ones, not a limited edition of these, the number of the pens that they made is, I believe, related to the year that the first Scarlet or Study in Scarlet came out.
Yes, it was published in the Strand. I want to say it's 18 something around 18.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 1890, I think. 1880, 1890.
Along those same lines, I believe that's the same deal with this. It's the year that the Hunchback of Notre Dame
What's this, man?
came out. This is the Victor Hugo special edition, and I don't think that I'm wrong when I say that it's maybe a little bit of an overlooked pen because I think it's really gorgeous, and we all know Victor Hugo's work. We are big fans of it. This is Les Mis. I mean,
most popular musical in the world.
he wrote amazing songs. He wrote an amazing score. Victor Hugo.
And I mean, there was the blockbuster Disney cartoon.
Yeah,
right.
There's that too. He wrote a book, is what happened, and then a bunch of other stuff happened after. He wrote a book, then he died, and a bunch of other stuff happened after. He wrote several books, but this is a really cool. I just think it's a great tribute to him, and I personally, of all the Montblanc, this is probably my favorite. The clip is meant to look like a bell clapper. Thank you. I was at Sapper, which I believe is a munitions expert, but exploding. And then there's some great Gothic cathedral-looking window elements on the barrel and on the cap, and it's just beautiful. I think it's a really cool pen on its own, and it's a great tribute to Victor Hugo.
I agree, it's underrated. It's a very, it's an understated pen. It's elegant. some of these are like, wow, what are they putting in it? There's
Yeah,
great
and
characters.
none of it's ever overloaded.
You can see kind of some of the great characters behind us. There's a Marlene Dietrich that's just like pure silver.
Yeah,
that's
platinum.
And then we brought out the Rudyard Kipling, and Rudyard Kipling wrote the Jungle Book. And this is such a cool pen. So it's a big honking pen.
It was shocking. The first time that it honked at me, I was surprised.
Like a goose. So it's got a what is that in the leaf? I actually haven't seen it. Wolf, maybe.
Yeah, Mowgli, the main character of the book, was raised by wolves.
I thought at first it was a bear. That's why I surprised me. Like, that does not look like a bear.
Sure, and then later, Baloo is one of the creatures that he learns lessons from.
So
goes on his journey to become a man again.
this is a rollerball. It's a really lovely kind of. They call it. It's green gray. It's kind of a mix of the two.
Green gray, or if you push those words together,
Gray.
gray.
And then, when I was a kid, and I want to tell a story about this finial. When I was a kid, my dad gave me a quadraphonic stereo. Quadraphonic is when you have the 4 speakers on stereo. So I had to place all the speakers, but my dad had an old 8-track. It was an old Panasonic, basically. Long story short, in one of the compartments was a couple of different documents, and he had clipped Rudyard Kipling's If from a Reader's Digest or something like that. I was maybe 14 or 15 years old. If, and it's a famous poem, Rudyard Kipling, I believe it's, if you can keep your head about you when everyone around you is losing theirs. And that's actually engraved around the finial. And I think that's just a beautiful touch. And it's a beautiful pen. It feels really great in the hand. It's just a terrific writing instrument.
And it's a bit of a, it's a brute, which I think Rudyard would have enjoyed.
And I will say, there's also, and I think we had it. I don't know if we can still get it, but a lot of the writers' editions come with complimentary inks. And by complimentary, I mean matching, not complimentary like the ink says, you look so handsome. But I have the If ink. That's a beautiful. It's a green, almost sort of the same color as the pen itself.
You can only write the word if, though, which is weird.
It's not true. I'm using
It's so pretty. That's nice.
So that's some of these are the writers' editions that we have in our store. We can get the ones that are still available for sure.
For the most part, yeah. Now the special editions are, of course, getting harder and harder to find.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All over the place. That's true, just pervasive.
Yeah. True everywhere.
But,
but
these
some
are
of the other
real
ones.
pens. We have them here. These are not real books. These are packaging.
Right.
Um,
And keep an eye on an Instagram feed because I actually own the Edgar Allan Poe
That's right.
pen, which you won't find in the store, but will be featured in our Instagram coming up, or maybe it already has, depending on when I post the story.
Yeah.
I don't
but
know.
that's a really beautiful pen.
Yeah,
It
it's really
strangely goes well with our whole
It's like,
branding here at the Pleasure of Writing. So we love that pen. We're gonna take it from them.
yeah.
Just official pen.
So follow us on Instagram, visit thepleasureofwriting.com, and we look forward to hearing from you, comments, subscribes, likes, all the good stuff. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for being here. Oh.